I don't have a sense of pride. I have a sense of commitment.
It's that South Memphis in me. Gotta have some bass in it.
I am Virginia Murphy, CEO, owner of Waste to Water Industrial Solutions. What we do as a company is structural steel and metal fabrication, so we've had the opportunity to work on several projects.
Hey all, how y'all doing? Good.
Being in construction is not for the faint at heart. It is a tough industry, and it's even tougher because no one wants us in it. My mother's name was Ruthie Mae. She, in the 70s, owned and operated a service station. At the time that she owned it as a businesswoman, she didn't have a high school education. People were like, my God, she broke barriers. I didn't know that. I grew up thinking that was kind of normal. I didn't think that was unusual. And I guess that's probably what led me to here. I just learned from her by watching and understanding that there are no gender specific or race specific roles. You could do whatever you put your mind to. I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. The city was known for blues and barbecue, and that's just how we lived. On Sunday, either in my backyard or in my aunt's backyard after church, we would all hang out together doing, whatever families do. And it just went from me having 6 siblings to 20. They used to call ourselves modern day Brady Bunch. I was the youngest of them all. They would say I'm spoiled. I don't think so.
Virginia is almost like my child. I was around 10 years old when she was born, and ever since she's been my little shadow. Wherever I went, she went. As a little kid, her legs were so weak that I carried her on my hip for the first 7 years of her life. She never walked at all. That was being spoiled, that's all it was.
I was not really an athlete. I was a bookworm. If I didn't have straight A's, everybody thought it was weird. My mother said, you could do better. And I knew that a lot of my other siblings did not get straight A's. But my mother said, but you are better than that. You can get straight A's. Not knowing that in the back of her mind, dealing with an urban environment, the environment was going down. So it was the beginning of the crack stage and drugs were becoming more prevalent. And she knew that if I didn't get out of that environment, that I may have been a victim of my environment. So for her, education was everything.
Trying to get some steel in. If nothing else, we're trying to hang the columns.
Virginia came to me and said she was starting this company, and I said, you don't know anything about that type of business. I couldn't even take shop when I was in high school. They put me in home ec, which I almost failed. My whole question is, how's a woman gonna get out there in a male-dominated environment and sell this company?
So what we're gonna end up doing is taking all of this apart and we will rebuild it.
When I met her, she said, I'm running a steel fabrication company. It's rare to see women working in it, let alone running it.
Talk about it. So I think that it could be, and with this equipment, I think it could be a fantastic partnership. I'm always driven by something different. So this was definitely different. I don't think I really felt like I was gonna open my own fab shop. But we had a woman who was the director of water in one of our local counties and was like, what are you doing right now? Didn't have anything, was not ready. And she said, well, get ready. And this was the time where you could go in someone's office and they'd write you a check and say, go do what you need to do. And that's what this woman did.
Peeking through the window.
The first check was $96,000. I'm just like, this woman just gave me a check. From that, we walked away and started purchasing trucks and getting people and pulled it together and made it happen. Everything happened from here. I remember the first job. We had to rebuild some pieces of equipment. We rebuilt them in the garage. I didn't even have a fab shop or anything. We had nothing. And so from then on, just began to grow.
Okay, we have several welding stations. They start out that way, cutting, and then they end up like that stack of handrails over there.
The cool thing about the wastewater treatment process, it's a whole lot more creative. We design it, so we have mechanical engineers that will come out and design it. And then we actually go in and build the parts individually.
What I love most about welding, I think, is that knowing that I'm building like a foundation for something. Like whether it be a building, a piece of art, a truck, I'm building the skeleton of whatever I want it to be.
I picked up my first welder when I was 6 years old and have never put it down. My grandpa was a big role in teaching me how to do it. I take pride in what I do. I love welding. It's a part of my life and it always will be. I've got tattoos of it to prove it. I was actually the very first employee of the company. Ms. B is my first female boss. I love that she gives people second chances. I don't even have a GED.
What up, Shackalicious? How you doing, sir? Jackson, oh my.
Virginia's leadership style, I think, is super chill, honestly. She very much has an open door policy, which is great, especially in an industry like this where it's blue collar.
Okay. Oh, so you were the one going around trying to do the
My little brother. Here it's like you have a problem, you can go to Virginia, and she's like, hold on a second. She puts down the phone, she'll look at you, she's like, what's up? And it's like you can talk to her.
This is my office here. Have the warning sign for everybody. It is kind of like my space to come in and remember who I am and remember what I need to do. And my team calls me the Iron Man because I am in metal fabrication. So I kind of keep that there to remind myself of the trade I'm in. It's, for me, it's faith, family, and all those things in between that kind of keep me grounded. Love you. All right, take care.
I have a daughter, and I now have a bonus daughter, right? So for me, it's about teaching them to be women in society. Everybody says she's just like you, she's strong, which is what I wanted to make her. I'll try to take that time off so that we can spend time together. During the construction, it's been a little bit tougher, but I have had the opportunity of she and I just taking solo trips together and making sure she realizes how important she is. So that helps with the mom guilt thing, but it's definitely alive and well. My mom gave me the first lesson of leadership. She told me to bring everybody in one-on-one, take an index card, and just ask them about their lives. She said, don't write while they're sitting there. Try to remember what they said to you. Ask them about their kids. Ask them about their family. Specifically, ask them if their kids are in sport or what their kids are interested in. When they walked away from my desk, I wrote it all down. And then she said, just take your index cards and routinely go out and ask one of your employees, hey, did your son have a game this week? How did he do? And I didn't know people cared that much about what people cared about. That's not something I learned in college. She taught me that. You know, it's important not to manage the process, but understand your people and build those relationships. So many of us fall into the trap of saying, here's the goal.
I need to manage that goal, versus saying there's a person behind that goal, because if you take care of the person, the goal will take care of itself. Because they'll be in it to win it with you. They will say to you, hey, we're gonna make this happen. Not you're gonna make it happen, Virginia, but I'm in it with you to make it happen. Did you take pictures? Huh? I am working on a project for second chance or folks who maybe didn't graduate from high school or had some other opportunities to learn the skills trades. So we will hire people who are not necessarily ready to be a welder, to be in construction, and we will mentor them and bring them along. One of our first graduates is actually on a job site right now, training to be a lead. He did not know how to weld. We brought him in, and whereas you go to a school, a classroom, and they teach you how to weld over a 2-year period, we taught him in 2 months how to weld on a job site, real life. I had the opportunity to be invited to the White House in DC and meet with President Biden to talk about the importance of skills trades and why we don't have a skills trades pipeline. I had the opportunity to say, because we don't treat this group of people fairly, and they're very important to our society. They are not second-class citizens, and they should be treated with respect.
I couldn't ask for a better team. We come from different backgrounds. We look completely different, but we are truly family. Prior to working for WWIS, I was at a small company doing their IT and sales division. Virginia Murphy, she offered me an opportunity. Because I worked so close with Virginia, I've learned what it takes to run a company, the things that she do day in and day out, and what it truly takes to be an entrepreneur.
I didn't. Look, let me tell you what I did.
Virginia walk in a meeting and she's just Virginia, no matter what. No matter who's in the room, she's just Virginia.
These are for the North.
Yep. This is the one that gets the double barrel. Top and bottom.
I would like the world to know that she is a phenomenal woman, phenomenal black woman in a space where it is not easy. I introduced her to the National Association of Black Women in Construction, and she took that joint and ran with it.
Virginia is the right leader at the right time. Maybe women weren't thought of in that regard, but I just think that she's a thoughtful person who's always looking at that opportunity to give back. Seeing her excel in this type of industry is just amazing to me.
Why is that a thing? That the fact that I'm a woman in construction is a thing. It shouldn't be. We're really good at what we do. We should not be trailblazers. But if you allow us to get into the system, there would not be an issue. I don't necessarily say I'm proud of myself. I think that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Step up, speak up for those who can't speak. Do those things that you should do to bring other people along.
You don't get diversity of thought without diversity of representation. We all talk about changing the world. We forget to talk about changing ourselves.
I cannot start any day without taking that quiet time to reflect on who I am and whose I am. Otherwise, you will feed into the madness of what people define me as. And I won't allow people to define me. My name is Virginia Murphy, and I am breaking barriers.
Hey, I'm Jennifer Todd of A Greener Tomorrow. And if you support women, empowering them, taking them to the next level, leadership, and all of the things, make sure that you are following us online Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And by the way, make sure you're keeping up with us so you can find out about the latest live events, all of our webinars, and that you can see every episode of Breaking Barriers. We'll see you soon.